Picture a Stone Age scene. The man is out hunting a mammoth. And the woman, she's back at the cave, waiting. It's the image we all grew up with. Man the hunter, woman the furniture. There's just one problem. It's mostly made up, and the real story is far more interesting than the one you were told. Let's start with food, because in most foraging societies, the hunt was not the main course. Meat was a jackpot, exciting, unreliable, and often a total miss. The steady, day-in, day-out calories came from gathering roots, nuts, seeds, fruit. And that was largely the women's work, which means most days it was the women feeding the tribe. She wasn't helping, she was the main supply line. But here is where the old story really falls apart. Women also hunted. In 2020, archaeologists in the Peruvian Andes opened a 9,000-year-old grave. Inside was a big game hunter, buried with a full kit of stone spear points and hide scrapers. The hunter was a woman, around 19 years old, so they checked other ancient hunter burials across the Americas. Between a third and a half were female. Man the hunter had a hole in it you could throw a spear through. And it was not just the Americas. A survey of foraging societies worldwide found women hunted in the large majority of them. Now, the tribe's real superpower was not muscle. It was memory, which plants heal, which ones kill, where the water hides in a drought, how to bring a baby safely into the world. That knowledge lived largely with the women, especially the older ones, and it was the difference between life and death, which brings us to the most underrated human on earth. The grandmother. Most animals simply die when they stop having young. Humans invented a second act. Scientists studying the Hadza found something remarkable. When a mother had a new baby, it was grandmother's foraging that kept the older children fed and growing. There is a name for this, the grandmother hypothesis. The idea that older women are part of the reason humans live so long in the first place. Sit with that. We may have survived as a species because women got old and stayed useful. They even signed their work, those famous cave painting handprints. When scientists measured the finger lengths, the evidence suggests many of them were women's. So if women fed the tribe, hunted, healed, remembered and painted the walls, why do we still picture her waiting by the fire? Because the story was written down much later, largely by Victorian men who quietly assumed the deep past looked like their own front rooms. They did not discover that women stayed home. They simply expected it and wrote it down as fact. The Stone Age woman was never waiting to be written into history. She was running the place the whole time. History just filed her under the wrong name. We are putting it right.